Stand up.
Privet, everybody. Thanks for checking out Shinsin Gaming. I'm excited today. Not only because we're going to be playing my favorite game of all time, Morrowind. Oh, hold on. So normally I would pick on Caius Kosades or Bias Bosades here, but I think we're going to pick on our buddy Zhem this time.
Well,
I'm you, but stronger.
Storm could wake you.
So not only are we going to be playing my favorite game of all time, Morrowind, we're going to be playing a mod that I am quite excited about. This is the Emba-5 Morrowind in Russia, Slavwind. It's actually Kazakhstan, though, mod. It's a mod that adds the city of Emba-5, which was in Soviet-controlled Kazakhstan, created by a fella who actually grew up there and wanted to sort of pay tribute to his hometown. It's super hilarious and memeable, but also pretty interesting, so I'm excited to check it out. But in addition to just checking it out, there have been plenty of YouTube videos that have looked at this particular mod. All right, let's make sure we look lore appropriate here. Yep. Good to go. We are going to be playing through the entire main quest of the mod. In fact, all the quests, I believe. I've used another mod that I'll link in the description that is capable of translating, and that, with a combination of the mod, the construction kit, and Google Translate, I've actually translated this mod to the point where we can make our way through it. In what I think is the first playthrough, full playthrough on the internet. I could be wrong, but certainly on YouTube, I don't think there are any English language ones. I guess we'll just do a custom class. Yeah, there are a few things that I know I'm going to need, so let me just work on these for a second. The video is going to be divided up into 3 parts while I figure this out. The first part is going to be the setup and how I actually am going to get to Emba-5, because the mod is incredibly difficult in terms of like how strong enemies are and that sort of thing. But we're going to do an early game setup to prepare ourselves. We're going to be using some glitches, but no actual cheats. Like, we won't be going into the console or anything. So that should be a little bit fun. So we're going to do that. And then immediately after that, we are going to go into the mod itself, complete the entire story, the entire quest. And like I said, I've gone and messed around in the construction kit, so I know that it will be everything that's actually a formal quest. And then once we finish with that, that should take us to most of the areas within the mod. We're going to actually look at all the other random stuff that I'm aware of. So kind of fly around or levitate around and explore. So I hope you are excited. I'm super excited. It actually took me a few play sessions of practice runs to figure out where everything was, because although, like I said, I've translated-ish the mod, the translation is rough because, I mean, it's Russian to English. So you'll just see when we get there. All right, so I know I want most of these skills because I'm definitely going to need marksman. And then I probably am going to need some spells for both my setup and my exploration. Give me a little longer here. I'll figure this out. It's not super important, but one of the main things is we definitely want marksman, and I want to be able to use some new weapons that were added to the mod. Anyways, for those of you that are not interested in the setup part, it's going to be in like a montage format, so it should go pretty quickly, but it's still going to take probably 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to timestamp the video so you can skip to the parts that you want. But you can also sort of use this as a how to become overpowered early in Morrowind, I guess. All right, let's go.
And what would that be?
I guess probably Sanctuary is going to help me the most in the early game. I could do the steed. I do like that a lot, but with what we're going to be using, I think that the Thief is going to be the most useful. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting, I am actually playing on as vanilla of Morrowind as I can here. I debated using Open Morrowind. However, I've done a few total conversions in the past, and, well, a couple at this point. And I was disappointed one time that I used too many visual mods, and it kind of took away from the mystique of it. So all I'm using is a basic version of the Game of the Year edition. I'm using the code patch, and I'm also using the graphics extender, but I'm not using Distant Lands. Like I said, I wanted to keep this as vanilla as possible. There's our island that we're going to be going to. All of that is, of course, added by the mod. And you'll see it's a pretty decent size, and even more so when we actually get there. But, alright, let's go ahead and wrap up our early game here. If I can get the warehouse key, that'll get us a little bit extra money. Oh, okay, he didn't even notice. Okay, well, I guess we're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get duties, the Empire, your Septum, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we'll give Fargoth the ring, yep. And I think we're ready pretty much to jump into the early game setup. Hello there. By the way, I also added this. This is why I'm over here. I've modded this belt into the game. In the past, I've done a ring. But when I take Elder Scrolls games, particularly Morrowind games, or Morrowind playthroughs, videos, whatever, into YouTube, the YouTube compression just makes everything way too dark where you can't even see. So I'm taking up an armor slot, or a belt slot specifically, to actually light up the game so you can see it. But we're going to make our way over there pretty soon. And now hopefully you can actually see. Hopefully. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna, before we go up here, do all of my early game setup to get us prepared and get us ready to go. So let's hop right to it. Alright, so first we shall of course steal everything that there is to be stolen within here. And since we got the warehouse key, we'll do the same in here. We will, of course, sell this stuff to Ariel. Tax collector. Thank you. Wasn't actually planning this, but Dark Brotherhood as per usual. Thank you. Second Dark Brotherhood, as per usual. Thank you. That got a little hairy. We good? Okay. Hi-hoo-hee-hee-hi-hoo-ya. As usual. Colovian fur helm. Very important. Samaris Ancestral Tomb. So we can... There we go. Get the Minter's Ring. Take care of the murderer.
What's this then?
Collect reward for avenging said tax collector. Ouch. Okay. Betray the only friend that I've made since landing on this island. Thank you. Also, don't forget this. This. Okay. This is here, next to the lighthouse. Alright, now I'm walking into Balmora with 4,500 gold to my name. Not too bad. So let's hit the next step. Turn in the report to our buddy here. And acquire 200 gold. Thanks, pal. Having now raided all the crates and baskets around Balmora and sold all the contents, I'm now sitting at about 5,800. Oh joy. Now, we join the Mages Guild. Thank you. What was that? We shall take the teleportation person to Caldera. Once inside Gorak Manor, the important thing to know is that they will get very mad at you for taking things. However, they won't get mad enough to actually do anything about it. But more importantly, we can unload our moon sugar. Actually, we can't unload our moon sugar. Dang it. But we can unload our skooma at Creeper. And this other miscellaneous nonsense that we have. However, you will notice there is also... Oh, hold on. Up here, there's also some Orcish armor that we can unload at him. Okay, now we're ready to purchase a few spells. So there are just a couple that I'm going to need right away. I'm going to need Soul Trap. I think Bound Dagger is going to be pretty good for me. Okay. I'm going to need none of those. I'm going to need a Fortify Attribute spell. Doesn't matter which one. Oops. Open Door is going to be a good one as well. We might need Levitate. I don't know. Just going to need Fortify Attribute. Don't actually remember who has this. Hold on. Okay, Balmora Temple's where I wanted to be. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and get Fortify Health. And Fortify Fatigue. Then, I will go ahead and get... Doesn't matter, like I said, it can be any Fortify attribute. Okay, thank you. Now I need the Sword of White Woe. There's actually a spot where you can jump and hit it. Come on. Very nice. I'll take that too. Now, if we didn't want to do that, we could just kill this guy, but he's going to be in far more trouble having let that go than if we had killed him. Alright, so normally I'd want to sell the Sword of White Woe to Mudcrab, but he's a long way away, so we're just going to go with Creeper and balance out the cost by buying back some of the stuff that we sold to him already. We should be able to hit most of it. Or rather, get most of it back. That's fine. And then we'll sell it all back. Alright, with all of our setup taken care of, I think it is finally time to try and do the Soul Trap glitch. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but it's not technically a glitch that requires Soul Trap per se. You just need a spell that you can cast on target. Soul Trap is the one I have, so there you go. We got 30k gold to work with, and I want to spend the remainder of my gold after we're done on training, so we will see how that goes. But anyways, what we're going to do is go over to anybody that can make spells. We're going to do Soul Trap, or whatever our target spell is on target. 2 points. And then whatever we want to get as far as constant effect. So I could go Bound to Dagger on self, and we could call this something like Constantly Bound Dagger. As if we wanted to get real technical, it should technically be constantly bound dagger. And let's go ahead and cast it. Okay. We now have a constantly bound dagger that will never go away. I think actually, don't you have... Yeah, we're going to want that probably. Let's do the same thing with a bow. So again, soul trap on target, 2 points. We'll call this constantly bound bow. Okay. You'll notice I still have the bound dagger. Let's go ahead and hotkey these now. Alright, at this point, I can switch back and forth between them. And they will never despawn. So that's nice. Now, when we really are going to get into this, though, is when we start using constant effect attributes. So let's mess with that a little bit. By the way, I think this works in every version of the game. It works in Steam, it works in GOG, it works in the disc version. I think it even works through Morrowind Code Patch, although I'm using Morrowind Code Patch. There might be something in there that disables it. But anyways, let us go. I tried this with Sanctuary, by the way. I think that it does not work with that particular spell. I could be wrong, but I couldn't get it to work. Let's start out with Intelligence. So, of course, my restoration is pretty low, so this isn't going to work out great for me. But fortify 100 points. Maybe we drop it down to 50 points. Constant intelligence. Now, the good news is it's actually relatively cheap to cast because the game thinks we're just casting a 2-second soul trap spell, which is not all that useful.
You have something to say to me?
We'll keep going. Eventually we will get it. Statistically speaking, I should have cast it by now. Fortunately, we're right next to a bed, so... Oh, I forgot to mention, the reason I'm looking at the ground is because you have to cast this into a surface. So it could be a wall, could be the ground. But there we go. We have 100 points of magicka now. Note, however, that it is buffing us, so we don't actually have 100 int, but we have 100 int with, where is it? Oh, right, it won't even show up here, it'll just add right here. 150, 200, and of course, the spell gets a little bit easier to cast, I think. We'll go to like 300, I guess. Maybe. Perhaps. Come on. Okay. And that is how we do it. So I'm going to go ahead...
Wrong. Yet I do think he meant well.
So I'm going to go ahead and do this with all the other attributes. I won't make you sit through that, but the main ones we're going to want are, well, strength and speed. Actually, the main ones we're going to want are all of them. So I'm going to do that. I'll be right back with you.
Patience is limited.
That's why I'm doing a jump cut here. All right, so having completed our early game setup, we are now ready to move into the mod itself. Just really quick, I did train up all my, or not train up, but exploit up all my abilities to the 200 to 300 range. That may seem insane, however, when we get into the mod itself, you'll see why. And the rest of my money pretty much went to training. I wanted to be able to cast most of my spells, because, well, especially Levitate, there's a portion, or several portions, where if you cannot levitate or don't have high enough acrobatics, you actually get stuck and can't continue, so that's not so great. But anyways, we're here in beautiful Ebonheart, because this is where you're actually intended to start the mod. You probably have figured it out, but this is not vanilla. So now we're going to see that the Google Translate that I ran on this was not the best. However, it's going to be enough to get us through the mod. I was able to figure it out. So here we go. Hello, unfamiliar. Yeah. I'm not going to read all the dialogue, so don't worry about that. Stuff like this, though. Whenever the heartbeat of the last change ceases, the city of mere extinction et. Indeed. But let us move on to the Mikhailovsky Forest Plantation. 52 gold. You could, of course, swim here, but come on, where's the fun in that? I do think it's funny that it played the teleporter noise, so we're not actually taking this as a ship. He's just teleporting us here. And teleporting with us, I guess. Anyways. In we go. So the crazy thing about this mod is that so much of this was built from scratch. I mean, if we didn't have the Morrowind HUD and obviously the music and everything playing, you could probably look at this and not even know it was Morrowind. I mean, look at that. But even the trees, the bushes and stuff, these are not Morrowind assets, so it's kind of crazy. Now, perhaps one of the most interesting things about this mod, in my opinion, would be that although it is, of course, hilarious and memeable, there's actually a lot of sort of nostalgia and melancholy in this mod, and I'm not trying to say this in a pretentious way. It was intentional because the mod creator made this as sort of a eulogy or a tribute to where he grew up, you know? And so there's a lot of stuff in here that you'll be like, huh, that's interesting, rather than just it's hilarious and memeable. That said, it is also hilarious and memeable, so let's attack our first enemy here. Get a little taste for why I needed to raise my abilities so high. At 200-something speed, this guy is actually outrunning me. And although I buffed my health up to 1066, you'll notice he did 60 damage in a single hit with that little screwdriver. Which means that were I a normal character, even a high-level character, at normal health, that guy would have instantly killed me. Which is pretty crazy. Nevertheless, we have now acquired perhaps the most important thing of our journey. We'll go ahead and take the cutting. But we have acquired the Gopnik Drip. Oh, hold on. Gotta take these off. Yes, indeed. Even has like 500 Adidas logos all over it. We're going to leave the Colovian fur helm just to remind us of where we came from, and of course to match the video thumbnail. Which, by the way, I'm probably biased, but might be the greatest video thumbnail of all time. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe. That is not quite the Slav squat, but I'll take it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get out on the town. Although we're going to be going through the main quest before we do any of the real exploration, and don't worry, we are going to explore everything, or at least everything to my knowledge that exists. I am going to take a little bit of time to go through and smell the roses, so we can experience pretty much everything the mod has to offer. These textures are really interesting to me because they evoke, well, probably old Source games are the thing that they evoke the most. However, especially like this, walking in this building, really reminds me of one of my favorite games, Jurassic Park Trespasser, which I have a full playthrough of on the channel. One of the legendary worst games of all time, but one that I really love for its sense of aesthetic, which is very similar to this mod. I think there's one other sort of interesting thing we can check out over here before we move on. Yeah, here we go. We have these rafts. And we'll get out into the water in a while and check out some of the buoys and other stuff that's out there. But what I like about these is that you'll see how they're kind of floating and rocking with the current. Well, obviously this is Morrowind. The water is completely flat and there is no current. So actually they're just sort of tilting back and forth. But from a distance, it's actually a fairly convincing effect. So, props. In fact, there are a few things in this mod that technically speaking, are actually quite impressive, and we'll get a chance to check out pretty much all of those as we go through. But anyways, we do have a dude up here. This guy is, in fact, not an enemy.
I like what I see.
Well, I appreciate that. Another unique armor set. We'll be back to talk to him later in the main quest, so we'll just see him then. But check out this church. It's just so weird and alien looking being in the Morrowind world, you know? This is unfortunately one building that we cannot enter. And there are many buildings that we cannot enter, just because of the scale on how many buildings there actually are in the mod. Although actually it would be quite overwhelming, I guess, if we could enter every single building. It would help streamline the experience a little bit. Peekaboo. We're going to stop and get some photo ops or something as we go through. This guy, on the other hand, is not friendly. And he is going to whack me over the head Al-Kabong style with a guitar. I don't want any part of that, so we're going to take him out with the bound longbow from a distance. If you thought the cutting was deadly, 66 chop. Well, actually, this isn't as deadly. But it's a frickin' guitar, okay? You know we're taking that. Alright. You'll probably notice all the new ambient noises that play as we go through. Definitely add a lot to the, well, ambience. Or ambiance, if you will. Power lines. Oh, and here we go. Emba-5. Let's go ahead and get another little photo op here. Right about there. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So now, as we cross this bridge into the city itself, we encounter the first real boss of this game. Not Dagothur, not Almalexia, this dude. In my first run through this, practice run, this guy took me probably over 50 tries to actually kill. The reason being that he attacks way faster than I can, and also does insane amounts of damage, as you can probably tell. Oh boy. So what I'm going to have to do is play a little smart. Whew. So yeah, from like 1,000 HP down to 191, just in that few hits. How would you ever defeat this guy normally with a regular character, even a high-level character? I have no idea. In fact, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and cast this to get my health back up. We're going to go back up to 1,000 because, well, as you saw there, it goes quickly. However, we do have one very, very powerful asset now, and that is that we can acquire this military hardware. Now, I should know this, because I'm sort of a gun guy, but this is like the VSS something, right? It's whatever that Russian gun that has the integrated suppressor is. I should know that one. It is, in fact, a crossbow, but 50 to 71 damage compared with our bound bow at 2 to 50. And look at this attack speed. That's what makes this dude so deadly. However, we are now the deadly ones, because we have this. Hi there. Do we want to turn the music down just a tad, maybe? Alright, do you buy this? You do. We'll hold on to the cutting and the guitar for now. By the way, I am going to need this for the main quest. So I'm going to go ahead and buy like 10 bottles of it. We're going to need 20 by the time we get to that point in the main quest, but we'll have an opportunity to find that along the way. All right, well, peace. So here it is, Emba-5. Yeah, I am become death. This is not even really the most impressive section, but even this, like the scale of these apartment buildings is kind of crazy. go ahead and take those since I got plenty of carry capacity. And some of these you can enter. What I found from running through this, we can look at all these magazines if we want. For me, they just have a lot of Google translated text in them. That's not supposed to happen. That's an error. But what I was saying is that as we go into these, you'll find that each of these apartment buildings has only one actual apartment that you can enter. So if you find the one, you don't have to worry about looking anymore. But we can come in here, see some photographs. We can use the sink, or we can use the Unity. There we go. I did train up my alchemy skill so that we could see what some of these ingredients do. That's pretty nuts. Fortified fatigue, 125 points. Some of these are interesting though, like pizza, fortified marksman, and sanctuary. What I want to find is some of this though. But you'll see we have a lot of sort of miscellaneous items and decorations. A writing table. Small teddy bear. And we'll find a lot of TVs that we can activate. I have no idea what this is. I'm guessing some sort of Russian meme. Hopefully he's not saying something like horrific and unspeakable that ends up getting me demonetized. But we'll find a lot of photos that are actually of Emba-5, as far as I can tell, which is pretty cool. We can take this Geiger counter and actually equip it. I think it's a shield, and that's why we can hold it like that. It, of course, offers no actual armor, but it's a relatively convincing effect. By the way, while we're here, I can go ahead and hotkey my new best friend. And I'm also going to put a couple more spells on here just so I don't have to worry about it later. Alright. Anyways, that's pretty much all for in here then. So let's go back down. Funnily enough, because a lot of this area is relatively complicated and sort of same looking, I found myself using the map notes, like these things, for the first time ever, which is kind of funny. Is there a dude in here? I don't think this is the one. There's one of these buildings that has a dude that we need in it, but I don't believe this is the one. To actually start the main quest, we're going to go like over this area. But we'll make our way there in due time. You'll notice the collision is not always 100% accurate. But it gets the job done for the most part. I'm pretty sure there is a dude we're going to need for a quest later in one of these buildings. So let's see if we can find him, and then I'll mark it for later. But look at this. Would you ever believe, like, if I took this as a screenshot without the HUD, that this was Morrowind? Pretty crazy. Come on, I know there's one of these I can go in. There we go. Unfortunately, the minimap doesn't really help because you don't... I mean, I can see that it's on this side, but I don't know where, as far as what level it's on. There we go. I think this is where the guy's at. We can go in and steal some of his beer, though. That's pretty good. heated milk. Alright, only need 6 more, and I think I can find that just in the, Okay, yeah, we'll be back for this guy later. Here's another one.
Well, here's a fine one. Speak freely.
Again, no idea what it is. Hopefully he's not saying something horrible. I don't know if I have any, you know, Russian viewers. Maybe I do. But if you are watching, that would be awesome if you could share a little bit more context, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand, having not grown up, thankfully, under Soviet rule. Oh, wait. What was that guy? That was like Ruslan or whatever, right? I'm going to mark that so that I can easily find that later. He's still talking. Still talking. Oh. You'll hear the train. We're actually going to check out the train. And the train is one of the more interesting things that we'll find in this mod, from a technical standpoint. But we'll get to that in due time. Now, one thing that's worth noting about this mod, I'm of course running this on as vanilla of Morrowind as I can get. I think there's an enemy here. Yeah. Your cutting is no match for my gun. Because of the really tall buildings, I think if you're running a highly increased view distance, your frame rate is absolutely going to tank and die while running this mod. So I tried it with open Morrowind. Frame rate was just dying. But in a way, having the fog of vanilla Morrowind kind of adds to the weirdness and the mystique of it. That's the sewer system. We're going to, like I think I mentioned, or maybe I didn't, we're going to avoid that as much as possible, because the sewer system is horrible. There's actually a working elevator. Well, working in the sense that it goes up and down. I don't know that we can actually use it. Well, if we happen to see it, we'll see it. But if not, whatever. This one, in fact, might not have a room in it. Oh, almost. I don't think I've managed to climb in. We could probably try to toggle collision into it, maybe. It might also just instantly kill me, so... Oh, here we go. This one looks to possibly be abandoned. Yep. Alright, well. You see what I mean, though? Like, if every single one of these doors was openable, it sounds cool in theory, but in practice, that would be way too much. Just like when you really start to see how many buildings there are in this, that would just be way too ridiculous, having access to every single one. One kind of interesting thing that I didn't mention, I'm guessing this is a park. This is a crossbow, right? So technically it should be able to use any ammunition, and it kind of can. However, there's a script that runs when you equip the wrong ammo. It gives you this little notification telling you, hey, put the 9x39 back, and then it'll stop doing that. So it won't actually prevent you from using another ammo, but it'll just become really annoying like that. Alright, I'm not going to need this stuff.
That's unusual.
We do have some merchants that have a lot of gold here, so I guess you could use that to your advantage, maybe. This is actually not where we need to be. In fact, I wanted to try getting into all these buildings, but maybe we just go ahead and start the main quest first. So we're going to need to go to the west. Don't think that one's supposed to open. Yeah, we'll just make our way this way. Nice. Sparkling water. Probably doesn't say that, actually, but that's what Google Translate gave me, so hey. Alright, so... Hello? The majority of these dudes running around wearing their Adidas gear are enemies. So you don't need to worry too much about killing random dudes walking around. In fact, the only sense that you do have to worry about it is that you probably don't want them to attack you first, because you might die. Okay, is this where... Oh. Have we already gotten stuck? Okay, well... I was hoping to avoid toggling collision, but... we may just have to. Okay, I think this might be where the dude that we need is at. He was on the second floor, I remember. Or maybe the third floor. Regardless, it was not the first floor. And in fact, I remember that this beer was scattered all around everywhere. So he should, in fact, be here. We're going to need these repair kits for sure. One thing about the guns is that they degrade very quickly in terms of condition. Like, look at that. I've only fired it a few times. All right. There he is.
Well, I find myself in pleasant company.
Indeed you do. Indeed you do. All right, so we're going to need him later. I'll go ahead and mark this one on our map. And I think he's right around the corner from where we start the main quest, so that will be good. And that gives me 20. All right, so we'll put locksmith here. Some of these we can actually go into. Not all of them, but some of them. Did I go in here? Oh, like this one, actually. We could go in it. Not that there's necessarily anything down there, but we might check it out at some point. It just kind of takes you underneath the building. But I'm pretty sure there's probably another guy in one of these that we need. Oh, hello. Alright, we're good. I think, yes, this is where we need to be for the main quest. Follow the arrows and whatever that says. No idea. Alright, I'm still monetized. We're good. There are going to be at least a couple of those, though, that are in very dangerous territory, so I might have to censor.
Hail and welcome, friend.
What's up?
Hail and welcome, friend.
Alright, we do have some shops in here. I think I can repair.
Greetings. It's not often I find such good company.
This guy buys stuff. Miscellaneous items, I guess. Do you want my magazine that I couldn't put back in the container? Once again, no idea. I can imagine what's happening in that scene. Alright.
I must say, I find you most interesting right now. Please go ahead.
So the dude that we want to talk to, after kind of looking at some of the sites.
Greetings to you. A pleasure.
Oh, there's the actual park itself. Interesting. It's this guy.
Very close.
Good health to you, little baby. By what chance did you get to us in our full bar? Good question. I don't know what you're saying. All right. The divider is not dusty. Yeah, that is very true. All right, so we're going to be basically, over the course of this main quest, looking for a laboratory where they were doing some sort of experiments back in the bearded 80s. But the first thing that we need to do is find the mayor and get a key to the hut. So we're looking for the 15th house of life. Should be just around the corner, and I'm sure that, you know, were this translated properly, it would be a little bit more clear. See, this is good. This not so much. Not a fan of that guy. But anyways, it should be just around the corner somewhere. So number 15 is what we're looking for. And basically a big part of the main quest is going to kind of be going back and forth between different areas and collecting stuff. In fact, most of it is. However, the quest line does a good job of sort of taking you almost everywhere there is to go within the mod. And so over the course of doing the main quest, we're going to see most of the sites. And then for the ones that we miss, we'll go back and do them afterwards. So I actually feel like his might be to the south, maybe? Maybe it's in here. We're just looking for number 15. Again, I don't remember exactly where all this stuff is. So it's not at number 7. Okay, here's 15. I think this is it. Oh, there we go. And keep in mind, one thing that he did say was that the mayor is a drunk, and it's possible that he attacks us if we come in. Please don't kill him. All right, well, I'll take a key to major. And in fact, when it says mayor, I think he actually means major. You'll notice it's been translated both ways. Major's house, I believe, because he's dressed in military gear. Oh, okay. I just need to get... That's relatively pleasant, isn't it? All I need to do is get, Windows XP. The key. Which I believe is this. He did kindly ask me not to kill the major, so I guess I can abide that request. I don't think it actually matters, because I believe I completed this initially by killing him. But, you know, we'll be kind. There's at least one where I think you do fail if you kill the dude that you're not supposed to kill. 15-2. We'll just peek in here really quick. One thing that is kind of cool is that you'll notice that it's not as if every single one of these is exactly the same. They are all laid out kind of differently. Emba-5 branded fish tank. Don't know if that's lore accurate. Alright, well anyways, I don't think there's anything in here that we need. Check out this treehouse, though. This is some seriously hardcore engineering here. Dang. All right, well, I think we're good. Let's head back. And maybe at times like this is where I use levitate to speed up my process a little bit. Although I'm not speeding it up all that much by doing this. Because, of course, it was right here. I'll go ahead and mark this as a bar. So I can easily find that. Alright, well, I got the key. Young man, you did it. Hope the Major didn't get hurt. He actually did not. Last time I killed him, this time I did not. Alright, now it's time to move to MC38. Now, he gives me very Morrowind-esque directions. However, they're going to be even more difficult to decipher because, well, it's Google translated. The nearest iron road to the devastated area. We can take the train, though. Somewhere near the railway station on the island. Yeah, so we'll actually take the train, because I want to show you the train. Because the train is cool. Oh, I'm still levitating. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Alright, so to get to the train station... Well, first of all, I think there's actually another quest. And I'm trying to remember exactly where it is, but I think it's over here-ish. Don't know what this is, but I cannot go inside of it. I don't think the mod has much in the way of miscellaneous quests. However, I did find one. And when I say I found one, I mean not just by exploring, but also by going in the creation kit and messing around. In fact, that's how I solved a lot of the riddles, so to speak. Of like, what the heck am I supposed to do kind of stuff. So I think the next area we're looking for is actually over here. But I want to see if I can find that miscellaneous quest first. Maybe we can take a little bit of a bird's eye view. Got some guard towers. The most insanely fortified basketball hoop of all time. You could dunk on that bad boy all day long and not hurt it. A lot of empty industrial looking areas here. You'll notice we of course have 9x39, but we also have 762x54. Now don't get too excited. Oh, splat. We're not going to be finding any Mosin Nagants in here, but there's something that is honestly just as cool. But we'll get to that shortly. Oh, in fact, here it is. I had a heck of a time finding this at one point. All right. Like the thing is, can't you refuse Bugru? In short, is in the Western Sewer. So he's actually asking us to get a gun for him. An SVD. One of the most aesthetic guns in existence. The Dragunov. Sort of like AK when you want to shoot someone who's far away. And this is probably going to be the only time that we go in and explore the sewers. Heaven help me. Because I really hate running around in the sewers. Whoa. Why is he yelling like Tar Heel? But all we're looking for down here is a little room that has a Dragunov in it. I think it's in this exact section. Let me mark this. Entrance. So that I can get back to it. And I'm sorry, I know we glossed over this fact, but does that just... that screenshot right there, is that not amazing? Like, yeah, this is what Morrowind was always meant to be. Was this it? I think this is it. Sweet. And look at this, baby. So the Dragunov, of course, is chambered in 7.62 by 54. We'll take the repair kit as well. Generic book. Another Geiger counter if we wanted it. So you'll notice that it actually does the same thing. Or does it not? Yeah, it does. See, it's telling us we need to equip the 7.62 by 54. And in comparison with our 50 to 71, this actually does 60 to 92, which is just insane. But holy cow, does that look awesome. In fact, let us go ahead and hotkey this one. We might have to stick with this for a little bit until we can get some more ammo. But I think we're going to have an opportunity to get some more ammo in a minute here. Alright, so I just need to go back that way. And that's pretty much all there is to see inside the sewers. You can run through here and it actually connects like the entire area, which is kind of crazy. But it's a real pain to get around, so we will be leaving that alone, I think. And here's what I was talking about. If I cannot jump and I cannot levitate, I cannot get out. Alright, the good news is I got this for him, so I'm sure he's going to be very happy. Thanks for the rifle, it's mine now. Oh, I totally didn't see that coming. Alright, I gotta take this guy out as quickly as possible. Otherwise, he's going to absolutely destroy me. Now, it tells me that about this character being essential. However, that's not the case. In fact, it'll just say, this is a scam. He took the thing away from me. However, he also has a decent amount of cash on him. Or not cash, but ammo on him. Which means that I should now be able to use this. Uh, 55. I guess that's not a lot, but we will make do. Because listen to this. Sounds a little more deadly than that. I guess we'll stick with this for now. Yeah, I know. Until we can get some more ammo. That's not the only Dragunov that's floating around. You have plenty of other places to get one as well. But that's the one that has a quest attached to it. So, hey. We're not going to go in there because I don't believe that actually leads anywhere. But you'll see, I mean, there's a decent variety of stuff to see. Each little area of the city looks a little bit different and has a little bit different stuff in it. Do we need to go in here? I don't really remember. Definitely take the repair kits. Yeah, I remember there was one of these that had hostile dudes in it. This is obviously it. Okay, we actually need to go this way, so let's start moving that way. MC41. That is not where we need to be. However, I think we have to come back here later. So I'm going to mark this as well. Cool. But we're actually looking for the train because I want to show that off. And it'll help us get to our destination quickly. You know what would actually be really funny would be to take these weapons back to vanilla Morrowind and just absolutely steamroll the entire game. I kind of felt that way after completing, well, I may or may not have even posted it on the channel yet, but I did a complete playthrough of Wizard's Islands, which was a total conversion, and you get some absolutely broken gear in that. Now, just like in this mod, it's broken gear that you actually need to complete the mod, because the enemies in it are so deadly. Alright, there's our train. I think we can make this without killing ourselves. Yeah. So we got a nice Thomas the Tank Engine color palette. But even cooler, the train is actually functional. Oh, I think we got to go to this side, though. Alright, so we can press the buttons to go where we want to go. But the most interesting button, so we have these ones. He said to go to the destroyed area, so we'll go there in a minute. But if we follow the ring, look at this. That is actually really cool for something to be happening in Morrowind. This is like Metro Exodus or something. Obviously, I'm giving it a little bit too much credit there, but this is actually a fairly long looping section. If we were to stand here and watch the whole thing, it's not like 100 feet. Like it has a decent amount of stuff that loops. But we can run back and check out the entire train. Don't know why signs was something that was here. That's a little meta, isn't it? I don't think there's really anything else here. Oh, we stuck again? Alright, well, that's pretty much all there is here. But I just thought this effect was pretty cool, rather convincing. It says that you're out here. You're actually in an interior cell, and it just sort of, like I said, loops forever. But let's go to the destroyed area. And again, even this is actually in an interior cell. I don't think the destroyed area is actually where we want to be, though, even though he said that. I think we want to go to the park. Yeah, this is actually closer. Look at this. I'm like some sort of Emba-5 expert now. But we want to go like up in this area. So there's a train station here, here, something. You can actually use it for fast travel, but for me, the more interesting thing is just seeing that one thing. Death Ruler. Something, 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 something. Again, anybody that is watching that speaks Russian, by all means, share any info you have, because I would be curious to know what some of this stuff says. I think it's actually near the tracks, so we should be getting pretty close. Maybe like right up in this area. Now, in doing some of my research for this, I did try and look up like some actual photos and such of the real Emba-5, or Zhem, I think it's pronounced, in Kazakhstan. I couldn't find too much. It's not like the Google trucks have driven through there to get us street view. I think this is an enemy. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, yep, it is. In fact, that's the dude that's going to give us our 762x39. Sweet. Check this out, though. Got a full-on nuclear sub. Some floating boards for some reason. What's up? Got some graffiti down here. Maybe we'll check out. This weird hovercraft looking thing. Emba-5 forever. Combat? Bonk? I don't think that's what it says. But yeah, anyone who can translate, please do so. We got more on the other side, of course. Somebody was making a nice little painting here. Maybe we take a photo. Yeah. Okay, I think this way, perhaps? So we'll come out of there in a little bit. Oh my gosh, that is so overpowered. I love it. Okay, maybe it's actually here. And I'm remembering wrong. Oh boy, we're already getting lost. It's okay though, we're not actually lost. I'm pretty sure it's over there. We'll go ahead and just levitate over the water. This being vanilla Morrowind, I can actually walk slightly faster if I move diagonally, because they didn't think of that. Not that I'm complaining, because it does help me out a little bit. This is pretty cool. We got the docks for the subs. An actual ICBM on this truck. Now we can actually go in a couple of the subs. We're going to end up doing that for the main quest though, so I'll save it for that. Oh, I think this is actually an area we need to go as well at some point. Oh, he's got more too. Sweet. Okay, yep, we do need to go here. So I'll put this as air duct, I think is what they refer to it as. I guess I should have actually taken the train to the destroyed area, but yeah, it's on the other side of this bridge. I'm pretty sure. Seriously looking kind of big. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just kind of weird. Alright, yep. I remember this. That is so insane. Here we go. This is it. Alright, so what are we calling this? Something 38. I keep pressing this when I mean to press this. 38. Lab 38, maybe. In we go. Now, a big part of this mod, like I mentioned, is the need to find keys around. So, there we go. Now, what I did find in some test runs through the mod is that you can actually use unlock spells to get through the doors. However, we're not actually trying to sequence break here, so that's not what we're going to be doing. So it certainly looks like some kind of nonsense was afoot here. Remember, we're trying to find out about... Hello? There we go. We're trying to find out about some weird experiments that were going on. And that certainly looked like a place that weird experiments would happen. Aha. So let us look around, see if we can find anything suspicious that might be of use to us, such as experimental records. We can get a little bit of lore here, but source codes. All right, we'll take that. That's just a generic book, magazine. Pretty sure that's what we're looking for. Oh, and you know, if I was smart, actually what I meant to do, but did not do, I was going to actually mark so that we could recall back to the main area. But it's fine, we can take the train, I think. Maybe. Actually, I don't think we can. Okay, well. That is fine. We'll just go straight down from here. It actually works out because we get to see a little bit more of the area anyway. It's cool that we don't have just a bridge and trains, right? We got actually the electrical lines running. And I don't think I ever did this, but I assume we could follow the train tracks all the way around to the different destinations. Maybe they go into like some walled off areas that we're not supposed to be in. There we go. I can probably get on that train. Yeah, here we go. And we'll go back to this one. All right. And then from here, I guess that's the one that we were just at, huh? We'll go to the park. There we go. And now I can just go west. Let's repair real quick. All right. I don't think we actually went in the park, did we? Obviously is a real park, at least according to that photograph that we found. It's kind of pleasant, I suppose. Got a lot of construction sites and such. All right, there's the locksmith. There's the major. I think we're still going to need to go this way a little bit more. Okay. I thought I might be able to make it over that time, but evidently not. And there it is. So there's actually a dude that I wanted to see. I think he's like down here or something. Maybe we'll go back there, but it's just an enemy, but he has an item that I want. That's all right. We'll go in here first. We got the lab records that we need. And what's funny is we're going to make it through the main quest in like probably just a couple hours, including like running to and from areas, but it took me a long time to actually figure out what I was supposed to do. Okay. These are the hieroglyphs, I guess. More concerned about the product. Surely each of them is already a long time old fart. Perhaps something Suprumnik. Yeah. Okay, so we need to find Shakalov, who is a locksmith. Well, it's a good thing that I've already found him. Although you notice he did just give me directions. One thing you'll find, though, is that if you talk to them again, and I found this many times, it is not going to repeat the directions. So if you were not paying attention and missed it the first time, you're going to have to go back and watch your old footage if you're recording like I was. Or just wander around aimlessly for a while. So locksmith is here. Boom, boom, boom. Easy enough. But you can definitely see why this would be a bit confusing. You didn't know exactly where you were going. And the locksmith is the dude that's going to ask us for beer, which we fortunately already have. There are a bunch of bottles of it around, so you don't necessarily have to go back to the merchant. However, I didn't look super hard, but I did not find 20, which is what you need, so it could be that there are actually 20, but I didn't find 20. Alright, buddy.
I must say, I find you most interesting right now.
You see, my head hurts. It makes me crazy. Yo. Alright, he needs 20 of these beers, and he'll tell me everything. Well, it just so happens...
Tavern goes
Haha.
without me. How can I
Thank you very much. Now you are free. You can go. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to find his roommate who lives in house 43. I think that's also the dude that we found already. And he'll remember me, because I'm a good person. Thanks, buddy. 43rd building. I think that's the dude that we already found. But anyways, we just need to remember the number 43. Well, I guess he'll be up that way. But we'll keep an eye on the local map to try and find number 43 if we don't already have it marked. Okay, that's the major. Is the dude south, maybe? Let's try east first. I've not been over here, so I don't think he's this way. Okay, let's try south, I guess. Don't remember exactly where I found him. He sounds so annoyed that he just got frickin' smoked by a Dragunov. I would be, so I can't necessarily blame him. In fact, I think the dude is down here. Yeah, I think that's him, right? Number 43? Yep. Hopefully I left his door open. Otherwise we're gonna have to bang on some doors here. There we go. Hello.
You bring good fortune with you. Welcome.
Alright, so I want to take a look at the MM38 lab. Yes, I do. He will not divulge secrets, although he's not worked there for a long time, and he wants us to find something for him. A Heger counter, which I believe he means a Geiger counter. It's on a sunken submarine. Sank somewhere near the bridge, leading into the darkness. He gives us a tooling tool so that we can get in. Good luck. Start searching at the bridge near the prison. And now that I'm remembering it, we're actually going to go ahead and mark this location. Cool. Alright, the bridge near the prison. Let us go. A very long trek down the stairs here. So I think that's going to be the fastest way here. Maybe we just run there, I guess. We might be able to take the train. I don't know if that's going to be any faster, though. So yeah, we'll just run there. That's fine. Take in a few more of the sites. Why not? By the way, the prison is here, so we need to go up in this area. And don't worry, we will become very familiar with the prison over the course of the main quest. Hence why I want to complete the main quest before we do any real exploring of the area. Oh, it's Speedy Boy. Alright, Speedy Boy here actually has an item that I want. Yeah, Fortify Speed, 333 points on self. Let's take a look. Ah! Yes. Alright. Now we can seriously get around at some real speed. Oh yeah, you know we're going to keep that on. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. There's another dude that has that same ring, and you can wear both at the same time. We'll probably do that once we start actually running around and exploring. So anyways, here is the bridge near the prison. We've already been here, in fact. We need to go down into the water and see if we can find a sunken submarine. Does this work? Yeah, it does. But I think it's somewhere over here. Now what's cool is we actually do have these mines. Unfortunately, you can't bonk your head into them and die. That would be kind of funny. Just having them, though, again, it's such a weird feeling seeing that in Morrowind. Oh, here we go. Alright, we need to make our way inside using the tooling tool. I think the 6th house would be very big fans of that bell. Funnily enough, the submarine... yeah, yes, the most powerful screwdriver of all time. Submarine is not nearly as claustrophobic as you would think it would be. Alright, I think it's on the bottom floor, so let's go check that out. We just need to find, well, that, actually. I don't know if we need that, but we'll take it. This dude again. That's rather nice. Alright. That saved us a little bit of time. Okay. So, here are some documents that he checked out. Don't get involved with this biological crap. He lost one of his best friends to it. The same is the same, the most religious, the following. Could this be really dangerous? Probably. Oh, I am so speedy now. Let's go. Alright, now we go back to the bar. And then I think what I'm going to do is mark the bar so we can recall there afterwards. But this is going to make getting around much, much faster. Oh, made it. Nice. I love it. I love this game so much.
You choose to share your time with
Move, please.
humble me.
I have a feeling
Okay.
that you and
Let's look at the documents. So genetic experiments, and the project itself is the basis for them. The MM-41 laboratory. So there's one dude. This guy. He works as a hunter in the forest plantation. We know where that is.
A pleasure to meet you.
Okay. Let's go back and talk to...
Friend, hail.
Well, I was going to say our old buddy. We didn't really even meet him. Bro, can you... Please. There we go. That, of course, will be due south of here. The area that we started in. I could levitate. I think it's going to be faster to run. And or swim. I really do love in Morrowind, this isn't even talking about the mod, that as your speed gets more ridiculous, the animation speed just intensifies. Oh, this is actually where I wanted to be. So the soccer field, or, excuse me, football field.
chose the wrong
Oh,
boxer to mess
he's even more speedy than me. Oh, say, no. I wanted you to keep something in mind. My fatigue is up at 1192, and he did that much with just a couple punches. How would you ever defeat that? More importantly, however... Ah! Oh, man. Oh, we are speedy now. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Holy crap. That was beautiful. Hi there.
I like what I see.
He doesn't remember me. I literally walked past you like an hour ago. Alright, he wants to tell me about it, but there are poachers, and we're going to need to get their gas tanks, basically. I think this sledgehammer will help you break the lock. Unfortunately, I don't believe you can actually use the sledgehammer as a weapon. You cannot. It's a key. A little bit disappointing. We actually know where we need to go, though, because we've been over here already. Take the gas canisters. There was one dude over here that we killed earlier, but I don't know why this guy couldn't have done it himself, but hey, it's fine. Okay. He has given us the old ventilation key. Now, this is one that stumped me for quite a while on my first playthrough. But he does tell us, so near the large repair plant building, near the repair docks for the submarine, a platform for containers. Aha. Thanks. That is, in fact, it says ventilation key. I'll show you why I was confused by it. But we actually have already found it. That's what I marked earlier. Let's go ahead and just... Yes. We'll make our way over this way, just to save some time. And you know this is what we're going to be doing as we sort of make our way through and explore. Because we can hit everything that there is to be seen relatively quickly. We could have also taken the train, like he said, but eh. Alright, so let me show you why I was confused. Ventilation key. Seems like it would be this, possibly, right? We actually have, like, an ICBM there. That's cool. We'll see that a little bit later, though. So for now, let's go back to where we actually were earlier. Which was somewhere over here. Fortunately, I marked it, so we should be able to find it without too much trouble. But we are, in fact, near the submarine docks. Although, I think we need to go back this way. There we go. Air duct or ventilation. Wasn't I, like, still at 1,000 HP? I'm sorry, that is just insane. Let's get some health back. We're going to try and stick it around 1,000. That should keep us relatively safe. So... this way. Now we gotta get up here. In here? Here we go. Okay. Our local map is going to be quite helpful here. But maybe I can find my way down without too much trouble. Okay, that was easy. So now that we're in here, we got all these different bookcases with stuff on them. For some reason, my frame rate is dying in here. I don't know what that's about. 122 frames. 135. 350. 73. 250. I don't know. Anyways, after looking through all of these, I did eventually figure out where it was, and I might have even used the construction kit. What you're going to do is, from the vent, walk out to the middle, go until we find the desks, and we're looking for the opposite side, so it should be this one. Aha. MS-41 upper level access. Now we just got to make our way back out. This is all going relatively smoothly, isn't it? Is it here? I think it's here. Is it here? I think it's here, I just can't reach it. Yes. Okay. So... I got that. I think we need to go back and talk to the dude again. Alright. Why did you break into the military archives and steal the access card? I mean, you asked me to. Sort of. Alright, so for our trouble, he actually has given us an apartment. So... House 12, first entrance, 4th floor. Key from hut 12, house 1. So we're looking for 12-1. An apartment of our very own. In beautiful Emba-5. So have I already found 12-1? Probably. In any case, it's definitely over here somewhere. 14. There's 12, so it's going to be down this way. (12-1). Don't remember what floor he said because I wasn't paying attention. 6th floor or something. Here's the apartment. Wonderful. Now she's mine. I can come in. I can use the sink. I can use the Unity. All in all, a pretty nice place, all things considered. Got my own fish tank. Piano. Deer. This other room. even a little workshop area with, once again, Windows XP. And my very own screwdriver. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah, we can probably go ahead and sleep in our very own bed here. Well, that was pleasant. All right, let's go ahead and move on and continue on with the main quest. Uh-oh. Crime against the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation. That's one thing you don't want to be accused of. Broke into the military archive and stole the access card? I don't think that was me. Anyways, welcome to prison. Yeah. Okay, so we want to choose, I think, the first dialogue option here. Yeah. What a nice guy. He even gave me some cigarettes. I don't smoke, but hey. Let's go ahead and quick save here, because there's another dialogue choice coming up that I think I remember, but not necessarily. Alright, I cheered up a little bit. We're going to have to uncover a little stash inside the prison to uncover some intrigue and eventually get us out of here. So pay very close attention to this because it is super hidden. This is another place where I got stuck. But what he says is, find a secret place. It's a stash at a dark building, second floor at a lone red barrel. Looks like an ordinary brick, but there's a groove. And don't be suspicious. So it says here, go to the construction site to get some paint. But the main thing is going to be second floor, looking for a brick next to a red barrel. But you will see, we're now at the prison. Funnily enough, none of my weapons got removed, so I could run around here and kill everybody, but we're not going to do that. Worth noting, there's actually an invisible wall all the way around the prison. Oh, okay. I guess so. Sure. Okay. Anyway. Anyways, what I was saying is that there's actually an invisible wall around the prison, so even if we were to levitate, we actually could not get out. Or in, for that matter. So you are intended to actually complete the quest in order to do either of those things. There is one other somewhat interesting thing to see here in the prison. By the way, I need to make sure we're at the right entrance. Which is this one. Entrance. I'm going to mark it just so that I don't forget. But there's one other kind of weird oddity that we can check out, which is another soccer field. But in this case, I mean, that's interesting. I believe this thing just rolls around or flies around on a scripted path. And it's just been set up so that it looks like, sort of looks like the dudes are kicking it around. The closed. So yeah, that's interesting. Anyways, let's go to that construction site. We actually were just there a minute ago. Here we go. And yeah, this one stumped me for a bit because I wasn't paying too much attention to the dialogue the first time, and all I have here is construction site to get paint. So I'm like, is this it? No. Is it in a barrel? No. Do I have to kill this guy? No. Second floor, next to the red barrel. Aha. Written in illegible small handwriting. Again, I don't know exactly what any of that means, but I'm assuming it's some sort of conspiracy. So let's go report back to our new best friend. All right. Usually the boys slipped, the wolves are disgraceful. Of course. All over the buns of wooden respira. Yeah. Okay, so we need to go to the second shop of the sawmill. Alright, the sawmill, I believe, is on the border somewhere. So we'll just run around the outside till we find it. Sawmill number 3 is not what we want. Sawmill number 2 is what we want. Closed. That's the dude we want right there. That is definitely violating multiple OSHA guidelines. However, we're not in the US, so I guess OSHA doesn't matter, huh? What kind of fruit are you? Hey, hey. I need to melt into retirement. Don't we all? Since the language was buried in the bakery, the language immediately spoke, of course. Anyways, what he actually will tell us to do here is look for this dude at the first sawmill and find out what he's hiding. So let's run around and look for this guy. Get out of here, Gonduras. I hope I didn't just say a slur. He basically tells me to get lost. Now, don't I need to force the school to apply? Probably. So the item that I need is in here. It is in fact this. If I kill him, I believe I fail the main quest. So I need to grab this item. Now I did some testing. He's very sharp-eyed, so sneaking it is not really an option. But I even did a test where I used telekinesis from around the corner, and he's still aggroed, so I think it's actually scripted, although I'm not 100% sure on that. At any rate, there is no possible way that he's going to be able to catch us, so... Later, nerd. Didn't stand a chance. Wait, where's the actual... Yeah. Okay. It's bad, of course, that you burned. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, so we need to find out about the case. We will use it for shoes. Again, I don't know exactly what's happening here, but I believe that there's some conspiracy going on that we're weeding out. So let's go back and report to our buddy. I don't know if that dude is still after us. Oh, he is. Okay. Alright, we'll go back to our new best friend and report the good news. Surely nothing will go wrong. That's what we call foreshadowing. Uh-oh. Nothing's up, darling. Who gave you permission to interfere in the affairs of the prison? That one dude up there did. Okay, well, I've been beaten up, and now I have to sit in solitary for a while. Okay, now, if I remember correctly... You are the main thing not to use it for cheap money. Speak a little here, and they will let you out. For a tooth. So I have the choice now to become a snitch or not, and we know what happens to snitches. I believe if I were to turn slightly more to the left, we would get some demonetization Oh, well, thankfully he teleported me out. Alright, this one, I'm the recidivist thief. I actually can't argue with that. I have stolen several things since this began. So he basically wants me to snitch, like I said. He'll let me out. So I have two options here. I believe that the second option is don't snitch. Or is it the first option? Give me 1 second. I have in my notes second dialogue option. Okay, the answers are safe. Okay, yep. It's okay, we'll censor that in post. Yeah, so I did not betray the Brotherhood. He tried to hang a leftist on me. I can't think of a worse punishment. Anyways, let us just hang out for a minute. We're not going to look at any of the posters hanging in here. Not even the one that I accidentally just looked at. Yep, we will just hang out. Let's look at the wall. If you do want to download the mod for yourself, though, you could certainly take a look at them. Put it this way, that is nothing compared to what's hanging on the wall over there. An assassin? Bro, you've got a screwdriver. So actually, that guy's not supposed to die. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. This time. Alright, he's sorry. I've won. That dude ordered it.
Impressive. These clothes suit you well.
Yeah, they do. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Let's, hello? Let's get out of here. Oh, man. The unintentional comedy of, The Elder Scrolls is a remarkable thing sometimes.
What did I do to deserve this honor?
Alright, let's go back then. Should be this one. Why did unequip all my ammo? Oh, did he take all my ammo, actually, before? Interesting. Well, whatever. So he left me with a gun, but took my ammo. I guess that makes sense. Alright. These individuals are still responsible for their own actions. Yeah, fair. This guy will receive a sharpening in the side. I think I know what that means. Alright, so we need to go to sawmill number 3. He's going to give me a lockpick, and we can get out of this prison. Sounds like a plan to me. So that was number 2. Number 3. Hello there.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
I am talking roosters all over the zone. Like, thanks. Alright. So find the manhole, and I can get out. So my first time through this, I actually found the manhole, but from the other side. Used an unlocking spell on it to get in here. Kind of breaks the quest line, as you might imagine. Okay, so there's the gate. Wait a second. What? That's not supposed to happen. The gate's supposed to be locked, and you're supposed to take the manhole out. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Oh, no you don't. Key of the cottage. Not sure. I actually don't remember that. But I'm sure we'll have a chance to check it out. Once again, it's a good thing I have levitate. Oh, you know what I didn't even think of, though? Funnily enough, we probably could have just recalled our way out of the prison. That would have been weird. But, again, we're trying to do this as intended. Alright. There it is. Alright, our buddy's going to be so happy to see us. Okay, it is really hard to navigate while levitating at 888 speed. You got away, pretty. I've already been sent a malaria about you. Okay, so his people stole the access card to MC41. And we need to go to the junkyard, which I think is that spot that we marked on the map a minute ago. But that should be just north of here, I think. And that's where we're going to find the actual entrance to the lab. Actually, what did I just grab? What was that key? 16? I think that's this, maybe? Oh no, Speedy boy. Now, unfortunately, we can't wear 3 rings, so I'm not going to be getting any stronger there. Yeah, I think that key is actually for this. Oh-ho. I don't think this is actually related to a quest at all. It's just another house that we can use. Key. Okay. And we could also get a Dragonov from there if we needed to. Oh, check this out. Nice. Another key. Are those rockets? I did not ever find a rocket launcher. Not to say there isn't one for sure. Okay, can we do this? Can we do this? It's actually quite hard to time that. There we go. Why was this locked if there's nothing in here? Well, so that we can take a shower, of course. What's funny is that's actually just a steam effect, but it's relatively convincing. There's actually a spot that uses that to even greater effect. Oh, hello. But we'll take a look at that when we go exploring. So like I said, I don't think this is actually related to a quest at all. But it's cool that we can come down here and look at stuff. And there's also a long-range rifle, 50 to 80. It is relatively intimidating. I think that is what we can load like the railway spikes into. That's a little hard on the ears though, so I think we're going to stick with this. can't go breaking my Colovian fur helm. That's for sure. Oh, I actually got my ammo back. Or I just was not paying attention and I had it all along. Oh, by the way, this is also a weapon. You can smack fools with a briefcase. Oh, here we go, here we go. Nice. Alright, well that's kind of cool. There's also a second house in here, but we'll explore that later. Okay, so I need to find the construction site, which I think is right here. It's wherever we actually found earlier. Or the junkyard, rather. In fact, I do not think that is here. I'll know it when I see it. So there's the major. Train. Sewer. Submarine. Submarine? I do kind of think it's up there. Let's check up there. Yeah, maybe not. See, I know we found it and we marked it already. Oh. Is it over here? There it is. I kind of want to wait for my levitation to run out, though. Go check this out, I guess. Not that there's too much in here. All right. Oh. Aha. So there are some... Whoa. Those are going to be our experiments. Charmed, I'm sure. I don't know if we need these lab reports, but we're going to take them anyway. It was Windows XP all along. Actually, I'm quite fond of Windows XP. I have this theory, and I think it generally ends up being true, that every other version of Windows is really good, and the in-between ones are terrible. So we had 95. 95 was great. 98 was terrible. XP was great. Vista was terrible. 7 was great. Did it go to... Oh yeah, 8. 8 was terrible. 10 is great. And so far, 11 looks like it's terrible. And usually the terribleness gets patched out just in time for the latest version to come out and be terrible all over again. Unrecognized. Yeah, I guess. Oh, we did it again. Okay, yep, that's fine. The best part's going to be when I'm editing this, because I'm doing it in like such a big chunk. I forget and I miss one of those, and then it's just like bye-bye YouTube channel. Oh well, it's for you. For you guys and gals. Maybe. Alright, this is another thing that I thought was really cool. Once again, getting some serious Metro vibes from this, but... Now, we don't have to charge a flashlight or, like, get off and scavenge in between, but pretty cool. And when I was messing around with this, I actually toggled collision, and it's a script that's moving you forward. So, like, if I flew off of this, it would continue to move me forward at the same pace. It's a weird and kind of clever way of doing it. Anyways. Got another long-range rifle if we needed it. Personally, I kind of like the Dragunov. There's a dude in here somewhere, but I can't really see him. Oh! Is there another dude? The music's still going, so I would assume? And you know what they say about assuming. Sometimes when you have limited information, it's necessary. Alright, whatever. Let's move on. By the way, it goes without saying, but these guys as well will take off like 100 damage per hit. And believe it or not, we are almost done with the main quest now.
If there is anything I can do, I am humbly at your service.
Wow, you were human. There were only creatures around. Alright, so I need to take this access card, go unlock the exit. And the doctor is safe. Now I'll have to deal with it. I'll have to deal with him. Actually, that's not how we're going to do it. In a somewhat questionable decision, we actually have to escort this guy. Thank you, my friend. Here are the documents. You can give them back to, what's his name? And now we got to travel with this guy. What I do find absolutely hilarious is that the cigarette is like an armor piece, an equipable armor piece, I believe. I had a heck of a time getting him through this door on the initial run. Oh no. Oh no, I made a mistake. Alright, well, we might have to toggle his collision. Just like in the vanilla game, if I get too far away... Alright, we're gonna have to do this. There we go.
If there is anything I can do, I am humbly at your service.
Yeah, the most difficult part for me was actually getting him out of this room. Because there's so many things to collide with. What I tried doing, though, was getting him to stop following me. And then having him follow me again. Because it kind of stops the pathfinding. This is something that I think would have been much easier if I was playing open Morrowind. Okay. But as long as I keep doing this in short bursts, I should be able to get him where I need him to be. And then once we're outside, it's not nearly as bad. Remember, of course, that if you get close enough to the door, you can exit and he'll be with you. Okay, so we just need to go back to about here. And it should be all relatively wide open from here. That cigarette is too much, though. Wait, does this mean I'm going to have to put violence, nudity, and tobacco and alcohol usage in my content warning. Alright, I think... Oh, by the way, here's that part where I was talking about using the Steam, but we'll come back to that in a minute. I'll give them this. At least they actually made him reasonably fast. Imagine if he was like vanilla Morrowind speed. Ugh. Okay, so we're at the houses. I think let's go this way. I think he is actually armed with a gun, so he should be able to hold his own, but hopefully we don't even run into anybody that we have to fight. Almost there. The last trick is going to be getting him down the stairs into the bar. Alright, so far so good. Come on. Yep. You're doing great, buddy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. So close. Don't you dare get in my way right now. And with that, dear friends,
Greetings and salutations.
stories will be written about you. You become a legend of Emba-5. Is the doctor alive? This is wonderful. He can tell a lot about his experiment. Here's my humble gift to you. He's satisfied. Now I need to take a break. Join in order for a while. What would you like, Legend of Emba-5? Is that actually a rank? I didn't check this before. No, it's not. That would have been funny if it was actually a faction rank. Now, as far as I can tell, somebody feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, if you know a little bit more about this mod, but I went all the way through the construction kit and looked at all the files. That is actually the end of the main quest. We uncovered the mystery of the laboratory. We fought our way out, and we rescued the doctor. With that, I believe, again, could be wrong, but I believe that is the first time that anybody on YouTube has ever completed the entirety of the Emba-5 main quest. We're not done just yet, though. Now that we've actually completed the quest, my plan is to take a quick break, and then I will be back with you. We're going to go ahead and explore everything else, because there's plenty that we haven't even touched on yet, and some fairly interesting things that we can see. So I hope you enjoyed this little run through the quest. If all you were interested in was that, then thanks for watching. And if you are here for the other parts, because there are still some kind of cool things to see, I'll see you all in a moment. Alright, so now that we have completed the main quest, and I am pretty sure of this because I checked in the construction kit and there are no journal entries after the one that we just got. So I think we're done. Again, if somebody knows better, feel free to correct me. But now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and just explore the rest of this area. We actually didn't make it up to the destroyed area at all. There's a part in the quest where you can exit there, but I guess I just didn't. I'm going to have the speed on so that we can make it through this relatively quickly. But there's actually a decent amount that we don't end up exploring or seeing while going through the main quest, so that'll be kind of interesting. So first of all is this little island over here. It really doesn't have that much to it. It seems like it would be part of a quest or something, but it's basically just a foggy swamp-ish area. We got some genetic experiments or zombies or whatever. And I didn't find anything while running through here. There's some ammunition. But other than that, I don't think there's anything here. I didn't find any doorways or anything, so seems to be really the main thing here is nothing. But anyway, it's there. Somebody's attacking me, but I'm way too fast, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Alright, so next, let's go ahead and we've gone up this way, so just kind of remembering, this is the entrance, the forest plantation. We got residential stuff sort of in this area, This is where the bar is. The submarine repair station is up here. And then the prison is here. So we're going to go explore along this edge, since we haven't been there yet. And then we'll check out, like, the, there's like a factory kind of area. In fact, there's also like a nuclear plant, which surprisingly we don't end up going to during the main quest. So we'll check that out as well, assuming I can find it, which hopefully I can. I mean, we'll keep running around until I can, but hopefully I find it sooner rather than later. But alright, let's go ahead and hug the west side of the island. Yeah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So we got sort of this industrial area. We'll head around the border. You can kind of see it. Just imagining, like, how much work it must have been to create this is staggering, shall we say. Like, even just placing, if they were pre-made assets, which I don't believe they were, even just placing those would have been an incredible amount of work. Did not mean to do that. That's unfortunate. I think it would have been really funny if we could blow ourselves up there. Alright, this is that effect I was talking about. This is literally just steam, but it's a pretty convincing effect. I can appreciate it, certainly. Alright, so we have been up here. And then we have been over here. This is that residential area. So let's go ahead and go north, and we'll go to the destroyed area. Remember, we can also take the train there, but I'm going to be faster than a train at this point. Whoa. Yes, that plays exactly what you would expect. No, we're not going to do it. Actually, I think I missed one room at the prison that we're going to go check out, too. Ouch. There should be an actual bridge. Yeah, here we go. So speedy. Alright. So the destroyed area is interesting because it's actually walled in, like so. Ah. We've got, like, a nuclear plant here. In fact, there are actually 2 nuclear plants in this mod. One of them being here. We'll check it out. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much to do here. We can get a long-range rifle. Yeah, there's the train. And actually, there is an exit here that we could have come up in from one of the laboratories. I think in terms of the buildings here, it's kind of just more of the same. I know there's at least one apartment you can go in, but it's really just the same kind of thing, so we won't really worry too much about that. But yeah, as you can see, it's all kind of walled in. I don't remember if you can go in any of the houses, but we'll certainly try that. I guess maybe not. It is just insane how overpowered this weapon is. Or any of these. Yeah, I was pretty sure there was at least one of these apartments we could go in. But anyways. The important thing is you'll notice this area has a little bit of a different vibe to the rest of the map. There's actually a dude over here. Don't know what he's doing here. This is supposed to be zombies only. I realized that I could run up the stairs, or I could just do this. We get sort of a bird's eye view here, and you'll see we can go all the way up to the top here. Even got a couple goodies up here for those of us that bothered to levitate up. This is kind of cool. There should be an entrance somewhere. That's the sewer. Gonna see if we can get to this nuclear power plant somewhere. Pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Or maybe it's in a different spot and I'm not remembering correctly. I think this is it, actually. Yeah, here we go. Some propaganda, always good stuff. Or not really, but you know. Propaganda, in fact, often the opposite of good stuff, but hey. I haven't even made it into my repair kits yet because I'm still using repair hammers. So it's probably very unhealthy for me to be standing here. But oh well. Uh-huh. And then there should actually be a way up into the control room. Here we go. Hello. This has that sound of like 80s sci-fi. But there is another one of these in a different area that has actual people in it. And again, it seems like the kind of area that you would come to during main quest, but that does not appear to be the case. Alright, anyways, I think that's most of what there is to see here, so we'll go ahead and just levitate out. Before we do any of this, let's go back to the prison. Yeah, we'll go back to the prison first. We'll check out this little island, and then we'll go to the prison. I want to show the one little room that I missed that's fairly amusing. Another area that I'm not really sure what this is about. I guess this is just a preview of the mod creator is actually, well, at this time was actually making, but has created a similar mod for Fallout 3, which funnily enough seems a little bit more appropriate, but not nearly as interesting. I think this is just supposed to be like another player home or something. If we were to come in here. But there are a few more keys here. Otherwise, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. See, it looks like this would be like an entrance that you would go through the sewer and you would make it up here, but again, doesn't appear to be the case. So I don't know if it's unfinished. I don't know if I'm missing something or if it's just an Easter egg. That seems to be about it for this little island. You know, we'll run around the outskirts here just to make sure, but yeah. Alright, to the prison. What is kind of cool is you'll find random things floating out and about. I guess this is supposed to give you like a hint that the submarine is sunk here, but... Well, we'll see more in a minute, but it's cool that you can just like go around in the water and find stuff. Alright, so like I said, this is not supposed to open like that, but it did, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Alright, the room that I'm looking for is one of these, but I don't remember which one. It's not this one. There's not too much to see in these, I don't think. There's one particular one that I want to go to. I think it's one where the entrance is on the side. Alright, so records room. Not quite what we were looking for. So, logic would tell me that it must be this one. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So we got a little, like, concert hall slash, you know, meeting area.
You seem like very good company.
Again, we got more propaganda type stuff on the walls, which is pretty cool. Period appropriate. And then this dude up here.
Greetings and salutations.
So this is where I probably get demonetized for copyright infringement, but it's okay. We'll do it. Shall we get started? Or if that doesn't suit your fancy, or if that doesn't suit your fancy, The same one. Okay. Well, hopefully having only played that tiny little snippet there, I won't get my channel banned. Alright, so that is the rest of the prison, I believe. So now, really the main thing... Well, let's go find the other nuclear plant. I'll show it to you. Oh, is this that weapon? Yeah, it is. We picked up one of those at one point. Let's, Okay. I don't know what to say. Let's fly back over. And we'll look for that other nuclear plant. That's actually mostly it. As I mentioned, you do end up hitting most of the areas just by completing the main quest, which is, I guess, a good main quest if you end up exploring most of the world over the course of it. This, I actually don't remember exactly where it is, so we might have to fly around for a little bit. So that's this. It would be worth trying Open Morrowind or Distant Lands with this, but like I kind of mentioned, I don't think we went in here, did we? I guess this is just part of this. As I kind of mentioned in an earlier part of the video, this is what I thought the air vent we were looking for was. And I kept going through there going, there's nothing in here. What am I supposed to be grabbing? Before I finally figured it out. It does seem like it would be over around this area, right? Well, if we can't find it, it's not the end of the world. It's basically the same as the other one. Just, it has people in it. And they don't have any, you know, quests or anything for us. Alright, so this is residential. Big construction site. More residential. I feel like it should be up by the... Actually... No, this isn't it. I feel like maybe it should be up here. There's the residential, more residential rather. No idea what that says. Something about MC41. Okay, here are the vents. Whatever. Maybe it's around here. Is this it? I think this might be it. Nope. Oh, this might be it. Yeah, here we go. So you see, it's pretty much the same. Nothing too extraordinary there.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
But the dudes in here don't have any sort of unique dialogue as far as I can tell. We will check them out nonetheless.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, that's about it. Alright, so I think we have just one more really weird and interesting thing to check out in the mod. And that would be everything in basically this area. It's not really marked on the map. You can kind of see some stuff here. But there's some weird stuff out there, so we're going to go check it out. We'll go back to that one island and start there. I do like this thing. Alright, first of all, we got this kind of floating out here. Better luck next time. Alright, so this is that island that we were on a minute ago that had the house on it and the advertisement for the Fallout 3 version of the mod. Let's go ahead and kind of follow this little path. And we will come to these giant Dwemer-looking structures. Now, I'm trying to remember, are these in the vanilla game anywhere? Like, this is not the Ghost Gate, of course. Or is this something that this guy created specifically for this mod? They keep going. I mean, we even have, like, enough variation to have, like, a broken one down there. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty weird, though. And as far as I could tell from going through these, like, there's another broken one. They're not just put here, like, cookie cutter. But they're definitely Dwemer. Oh. I didn't find that on any of my other runs. Actually, it doesn't do that much damage. What does this have to do with anything? I don't know, but now I have it. Okay, well, there's a lightsaber, apparently. Who knew? Not me. I'm glad we discovered that together, though. And then we got another one of these floating out here. Doesn't have any sort of function. But yeah, this just keeps going. You can see we circled pretty much all the way around. I think it goes all the way basically to here. I guess to sort of just wall off the rest of the city or something. But then it stops about here. Kind of weird. There's also some other stuff. I think if we were to just kind of randomly float around the water, we would find some floating rafts and a couple little areas maybe. There are buoys and mines and, like, here's another submarine. So pretty neat all in all. And I think with that, dear friends, I think we have explored pretty much all there is to be explored within the Emba-5 mod. At the time of recording, as I mentioned, I believe this is the only video like this on the internet, or at least on YouTube. Certainly on English-speaking YouTube. So that's kind of exciting, I guess. I hope you have enjoyed this one. I don't think we really have too much left to do here. The last thing, I guess, would be I want to see just how insane this gun is on mainland Morrowind. Oh, I did want to show you one more thing, actually. I mentioned this interesting thing about the church and some of the objects. If you go inside them by toggling collision, basically, you'll see that a lot of them say Emba-5 inside of them. I think I have to get a very specific angle. All right, let's fly over to another structure, which that is part of the reason that I think a lot of this was created from scratch for this mod. So, like, let's go inside here. Of course, when I'm actually looking for one that has it, I'm not going to be able to find one. There we go. So see, it actually has that on the inside, which makes me believe that these were created from scratch for this mod, which is pretty cool. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, well anyways, let's go to Balmora. And let's just, to finish off our episode here, let's go ahead and rain down death and destruction upon all the people of Balmora. Wow. I'm surprised I'm able to aim that well in third person. There's a freaking active shooter running around Balmora now. If I actually managed to... Yeah, I killed all those people so stealthily that I got no bounty. Just one-shotting them. Wow. Alright, we gotta try one more, though. Obviously I don't have the artifacts that I need, but... Alright, it's gonna be a little bit too fast with 2 of these rings. Out of here. Oh, that's interesting. So I didn't notice this. Because I've never been in here while this mod was installed, but the Corpus Stalker actually has the same texture as the regular zombies, which means that the creator just sort of changed the texture instead of adding a new one. What in the... What is going on there? Hold on. We gotta find another one of those to see what that's all about. Oh no. Still the scariest enemy. Not just in this game, but in almost any game. Alright, you look the same. You look pretty much the same. Oh no. I've met my match. Or have I? Really, a lightsaber? A lightsaber has no effect? Fine. Yeah, he looks pretty much the same. Hello, friend.
Dagoth welcomes you, Nerevar, my old friend. But to this place where destiny is made, why have you come unprepared?
He's a god. How could I kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. Alright, everybody. Well, I think that's where we're going to call this one. I hope you have enjoyed. And, hope you will decide to come back. I have plenty more Morrowind and general Elder Scrolls type things on the channel, including several total conversions. I think we'll do what we normally do. Indeed. We'll just leave a few goodies for our buddy here. And then we'll go tip off the Imperials that Fargoth's hiding a bunch of weapons. Alright, well, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be back sooner rather than later with another video. Maybe even an Elder Scrolls one. But until then, take care. And God bless. I'll leave you all with this last image. Farewell.